This is the Maxi National Museum of 21st Century Arts located in Rome, Italy, specifically in the Flaminio district. It was designed by the architect Zaha Hadid, a British-Iraqi woman who was born in Baghdad and later became a British citizen as she made her mark in the world of architecture. She grew up in a Bauhaus-style home, which had a profound influence on her style of architecture. Bauhaus-styled homes were built in Baghdad in the 1950s as a way of rebuilding and unifying the country after the war. Hadid grew up surrounded by modernist architecture and was fully absorbed in the progressive way of thinking from a young age. Her architecture features fractured geometry, which helps evoke the feelings of chaos that pervade modern life. Being a woman and a foreigner did not make it easy for her to break into the field of architecture, but her talent has proven itself and she has won dozens of awards. On being a woman and an architect, she said, "I used to not like being called a woman architect. I'm an architect, not just a woman architect. Guys used to tap me on the head and say, 'You're okay for a girl,' but I see the incredible amount of need from other women for reassurance that it could be done, so I don't mind that at all." The museum took around 10 years to build, from 1998 to 2009, and finally opened in 2010. Its patron is the Italian Ministry of Cultural Heritage, and its function is a museum showcasing contemporary art. Something that's obvious when looking around the area is that the building stands out from the older style buildings around it. It's made of concrete like Roman buildings traditionally were, and does utilize columns, but Hadid has completely reimagined and repurposed these elements. Rome is a city that has an abundant and complex history, and Hadid's building is a contrast to that historicality, while at the same time an ode to the foundations it laid down for the future. Hadid was highly influenced by the art of Hungarian constructivist painter Laszlo Moholy-Nagy, and his paintings using intersecting lines and planes, fractured geometry, and transparency. The building features an open ceiling and large windows that flood in plenty of light. The straight parallel lines of the metal grates on the ceiling serve as a stark contrast to the curved lines of the stairways and walls. Suspended black staircases lit with white light from underneath connect the different galleries of the museum as they curve fluidly and overlap each other, creating a dynamic and alive space. Hadid said of the idea behind the design, "My first idea was about a delta where the main streams become the galleries and the minor ones become bridges which connect them." The color scheme is completely monochromatic, made up of black and white, which serves to unify all of the different areas. It is asymmetrical and energetic. Zaha did not want the museum to be an object for art to be placed in, but rather a campus for art. For designing the Maxi Museum, she won the 2010 Sterling Prize, and previously, in 2004, she became the first woman recipient of the Pritzker Architecture Prize. Another great building by Hadid is the Heydar Aliyev Center located in Baku, Azerbaijan. It was created between 2007 and 2012 and functions as an auditorium, gallery hall, and museum. It's made out of glass fiber reinforced concrete and glass fiber reinforced polyester. Azerbaijan used to be part of the former Soviet Union, and architecture of that time period was influenced by the heavy government planning of that era. The style of architecture used in the Heydar Aliyev Center is an intentional departure from Azerbaijan's past as part of the USSR and focuses on the country moving forward and looking toward the future. This new architectural style reflects upon it as a new nation. It was named after Heydar Aliyev, the leader of the Soviet-era Azerbaijan from 1969 to 1982, and president of Azerbaijan from 1993 to 2003. Since the discovery of oil in Azerbaijan, the country's economy has boomed and is currently one of the fastest growing. Its geometric square windows contrast against the curved forms of the walls, and the whole building is reminiscent of a single piece of paper with many folds. The folds connect the various spaces within and unify them all. The undulations and organic curves of the building guide the visitors through the space. The surface is made up of many panels of concrete, and the seams between the panels create a steady rhythm that guides the eye. During the day, the building reflects natural light, which constantly changes its appearance, and the glass gives viewers glimpses inside. At night, the lighting spreads from the interior outward to emphasize the exterior surfaces. From every angle, it appears to change and become something entirely new and visually interesting to gaze upon. The fluid and continuously running nature of the building takes inspiration from Islamic art and design. It's similar to the curving lines of calligraphy or of the flowing floral motifs present in Islamic art. This connection relates to the region's understanding of their culture, their past, and where they are headed for the future.